Welcome back, friends. Our next conversation can be an uncomfortable one, but it's an important one. We are talking about puberty and how parents can introduce this conversation to their kids. Here with some tips today are Debbie Regan and Bobby DiMarco from the Parenting Center at Manning Family Children's. They are here in our LCMC Health Wellness Lounge. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You know, this is a topic as old as time because it happens to pretty much everybody at one point. And you know, Bobby, before we talk about what parents need to be on the lookout for when it comes to puberty, right? I really want to ask you this. Is this something that we should start talking about with our kids ahead of time before they come up and ask us about it? Or do we wait till it starts happening until they start asking questions?
Yes, I think you want to start early before these events happen. It can be an awkward, sometimes scary time for kids when they're growing up. So you want to start that conversation so when the changes start to happen, they better understand them.
And what age are we talking about here?
I would say between 8 and 9. Most boys are going to start somewhere around 10, so you want to go early.
The earlier, the better. But let's be honest here. You know, we were talking during the commercial break. I don't think I ever had a puberty conversation with my parents. Maybe you all didn't either, because it can be uncomfortable and awkward. So Debbie, how do we introduce this to our kids as parents?
Well, when they start asking questions, obviously you're going to introduce it, but they also may have some changes that you're noticing, but they're not asking questions. So you might say, I notice your body's changing a little bit. Do you have any questions about that? How are you doing? You know, or their friends are changing and they're asking questions about that too. So just kind of approaching it. And you can also say to them, you know, this may not be very comfortable for us, but we're going to talk about it anyway because it's so important that we talk about this.
Be open and honest. I think that's the thing that's so important for parents to know, because again, I'm sure you all remember when you went through puberty, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to girls, right, let's start with them. They actually start puberty a little bit earlier than boys, between the ages of 8 and 13. What are some of the things that we should be on the lookout for? Like you mentioned, the body changing.
The body changing. We're definitely going to see breast growth. We're going to see hair growth. We're going to see the sweat glands are really overactive at that time.
Okay.
So we may have to tell them sometimes that they stink and they're going to cry and get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But we have to let them know that this is a time that hygiene really, really is important. And they need to take over their own body care. They're getting old enough and developmentally they're able to do that, taking care of their teeth and their bodies and their hair and all of those things and their skin. And that's a very important time to start having those discussions.
It's so true. And of course, with girls, a big topic of conversation when it comes to puberty is their menstrual cycle. What sorts of language should a parent use when it comes to their daughters and their menstrual cycle? Because obviously menstrual cycle is the medical term, but in layman's terms, they say things like period. How does a parent describe what's happening to their daughter and what language to use?
Well, we talk about it in the class a lot, that this is just a natural body process. It's not anything to be embarrassed about. Actually, it's quite the opposite. It's what normal, healthy female bodies do. So they shouldn't be worried or scared or embarrassed about it. But what it is that the body, and if they know the body parts inside, the body is shedding something that it doesn't need anymore. And that shedding is going to happen about once a month, and we can call it the monthly cycle, or we can call it the period, or we can call it menstruation. And they need to know all of those names so they're not confused when they hear their friends saying one thing and they're doing another thing. So they need to know what it could be called.
I like that. Use all of the words so they know what to be on the lookout for. And then when it comes to boys, we go through puberty a little bit later in life, around 9 years old up to age 14 years old. What are some of the things they need to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so boys generally start 2 years approximately after girls start. So not only will they notice their friends may be changing, but girls are starting to change before them. And so that conversation has to start early. Again, body hair, growth phase, right? Sometimes the hands and the feet will grow faster because those bones are shorter and they grow faster than the longer bones, your arms and legs. The noticeable body odor, and that's caused by the hormonal changes that they're going through.
Yes, they stink.
They stink. The PU in puberty means you stink.
I love it. That's cute.
So teaching them deodorant, proper hygiene, shower daily, wash the face, because acne is a huge problem with teens. And not to compare yourself to anyone else. We're all individuals.
Absolutely.
Everyone is going to go through puberty at their own rate of speed. And just letting them know that it's normal. Your growth phase is normal for you. It's, you know, going to be yours. You own it. And so everybody develops at different ages and
It's
speed.
so true. And as we get ready to go back to school, if your child is dealing with this and you need more help, the good news is that they offer monthly classes at the Parenting Center for boys, girls, and then they have a second phase of classes called The Talk. And we all know what that is about, okay? They got here somehow, you know what I'm saying? If you want more information about those classes, head over to the website you're about to see on your screen, manningchildrens.org. Both of y'all, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thanks
I
for having
appreciate
us.
the
Thank you.
conversation.